Your baby is mesmerized by the screen. Those big eyes locked on the bright colors, the catchy music, the constant movement, and you're thinking, at least they're learning something, right? But here's what's actually happening in that moment. Their brain isn't learning, it's being hijacked. And the damage doesn't announce itself with a warning label. It shows up months later when you're wondering why your toddler can't focus, why they melt down the second the tablet turns off, why regular toys suddenly seem boring. Most parents don't realize they're accidentally training their baby's brain to crave artificial stimulation, but you're about to understand exactly what's happening and how to reverse it. Here's the part that's going to sound harsh, but stay with me because once you see this, you can't unsee it. Those colorful educational shows designed for babies, the ones with the singing characters and the flashing lights and the scene changes every 2 seconds, they're not teaching your baby. They're overstimulating their developing nervous system in ways that create lasting effects. Now, before you think I'm judging you, I'm not. You were told these shows were good for babies. You were marketed to. The packaging says educational, the descriptions promise development. But here's what the research actually shows. Between birth and age 3, your baby's brain forms over 1 million neural connections every single second. That's not an exaggeration. 1 million every second. But those connections don't form from passive watching. They form from interaction from your face, your voice, your touch, from the back and forth rhythm of real human connection. When your baby watches rapid fire content, here's what happens neurologically. Their brain gets flooded with dopamine, the same chemical released when adults scroll social media or eat sugar. And just like adults, babies can become dependent on that artificial high, which is why real life suddenly feels too slow. Why wooden blocks can't compete with cartoon explosions. Why your voice singing a lullaby loses to auto-tune baby songs. But here's the part that scared me. These shows are designed specifically to capture attention, not to build brains, to keep eyes on screens. Scene changes everyone to 3 seconds, exaggerated movements, loud sounds, flashing colors. This isn't accidental, it's engineered to be addictive. And your baby's brain, which is supposed to be learning how to regulate itself, is instead learning to need more and more stimulation just to stay engaged. You've probably noticed it already. The crying when the screen turns off, the inability to play independently for more than 30 seconds, the restlessness, the tantrums that seem to come from nowhere. These aren't just phases, these are symptoms of a nervous system that's been trained to expect artificial intensity. So here's what you do. And I need you to hear this. You haven't ruined anything. Your baby's brain is incredibly adaptable. You can redirect this starting today. First, slow everything down. Replace fast content with genuinely slow programs. Not just slower, but actually paced for how babies learn. Shows where characters pause, where emotions are named clearly, where scenes last longer than 3 seconds. Second, and this is crucial, increase real world play. Your baby needs to touch actual textures, feel the weight of objects, hear the natural sounds of spoons clanking and water pouring. This sensory exploration builds neural pathways that screens can't touch. Third, narrate your day. Talk to your baby while you're cooking. Describe what you're doing while you fold laundry. That back and forth rhythm, even when they can't respond yet, that's where language actually develops. Fourth, create screen free zones in your daily routine. Meals, morning time, the hour before bed. Let their nervous system learn to exist without constant stimulation. And here's what happens when you do this consistently. Within 2 weeks, you'll notice longer attention spans, calmer behavior, better sleep, more interest in simple toys. This isn't wishful thinking. This is a nervous system returning to its natural state. Your baby doesn't need educational content. They need you. Your face is more interesting than any cartoon. Your voice teaches more than any app. Your presence builds their brain better than any screen ever could. So the next time you reach for the tablet, pause. Ask yourself, what does my baby actually need right now? Because the answer is almost never more stimulation. It's connection. And that changes everything. Comment below and tell me, are you ready to make this shift? Because your baby's brain is counting on you to protect it, starting right now.